Rheneas and Skarloey were talking quietly to Coldy the next morning when Duncan stormed up, followed by Sir Handel. "Hello!" chuckled Rheneas. "Here we go!" "I nearly came off," fumed Duncan. "Those coaches pushed me. The Finn controller say you didn't. He says I kept a bad lookout. We have no money to mend you," he said. "And if it happens again, we'll have to leave you at the back of the shed. Why is he always picking on me? It's no fair." Skarloey said nothing. He just winked at Rheneas like this. "As you were saying, Coldy," remarked Rheneas, "you had two coaches on your trip. Do you ever take more?" "No. Our line is so steep that we're only allowed one. We each have our own. Mine is called Catherine. I know her well. That's most important." "Why?" asked Sir Handel. "They're only coaches." "Ours," said Coldy, "are much more than just coaches. You lot pull your coaches. You can see ahead. We push our coaches up, so we can't see anything. They watch the line for us. The god watches too, of course. But Catherine is so clever that I know at once if anything is wrong." "That must take a load off your mind," said Skarloey. Coldy smiled. "But not off my buffers. Climbing's hard work, and it requires a lot of steam. My firemen and I have a tiring time. Coming down," he went on, "is different. Catherine and I just roll. No steam is needed for that." Sir Handel sighed enviously. "I would like that," he said. "With your automatic brakes, it sounds like a rest cure." "That," replied Coldy, "was just a mistake poor Godred made." "Who," asked the little engines, "is Godred?" "Godred was our number one, and named after a king
Coldy replied. Perhaps that went up to his smoke box and made him very conceited. He never kept a good lookout. He'd roll down the line looking anywhere but on the track. You'll have an accident, I told him. Puh, he said. I've got automatic brakes, haven't I? And the driver's got his air brakes. What more do you want? Well, more sense from you for a start, I said. No engine can stop at once if he isn't ready to obey his driver's control. That's the first thing a young engine learns, agreed Skarloey. Gudrid never got the chance to learn sense. His driver and fireman and the manager all spoke to him. They even took him to pieces to see if anything was wrong with him. But still, one day he was going up and waited at a station. I was waiting for Gudrid, coming down to pass me. As I waited, so it happened. One moment, Gudrid was on the tracks. The next moment, his driver and fireman jumped clear as he rolled over. Luckily, no one was hurt. His coach stayed on the line, and the guard braked her to a stop. They brought Gudrid home the next day. We have no money to mend you, said our manager, so you just have to go at the back of the shed. As time went on, poor Gudrid got smaller and smaller and smaller, till there was nothing left. What happened to him? Asked Duncan anxiously. It's not very nice to talk about, said Coldy. What happened? What isn't nice to talk about? Our drivers used Gudrid's parts to mend us, answered Coldy mournfully. Duncan and Sir Handel were unusually silent long after Coldy had gone home. Neither Skarloey or Rennies ever mentioned the fact that Coldy had just made the whole story up.